Some people say RSS is dead, but I'm not ready to give it up. And sometimes when you're designing a layout for a web page, you need an RSS icon. So if you need to draw one, this tutorial is going to help you. What we're going to look at is in Fireworks, how to use the pointer tool, the vector shapes tools, the pen tool, and the paths palette to create this RSS icon you see here on the workspace. So let's get started. We're going to start with a clean slate, so we're going to throw this one out the door and get started. If you think about an RSS icon, what you really need to start with are concentric circles. And if you don't believe me, let's take a look. We have just a quarter of 2 concentric circles here. Ignore this tiny little full circle for the moment. So I bet that we can use our punch path tool to create this shape pretty quickly. Let's grab from our vector shapes tool selection the donut tool. So what I'm going to do is with my donut tool, I'm going to click and drag and hold down my shift key so that it constrains the height and the width of my donut. I'm going to switch to my pointer tool and decrease the inner radius of the donut like so. So we have our first donut shape. We need a second one that's smaller that'll go inside of here. So I'm going to duplicate this first donut. I can either copy and paste, or if you want to know a really quick shortcut, you just select your shape and then click Alt and Shift at the same time and drag your shape down, and you automatically get a full copy. So that's what I just did there. So with the second shape selected, I'm going to switch back to my scale tool and scale this circle down proportionally, like so. And what I want is this inner circle to be as far away from the outer circle as the outer circle's inner radius is big. So I have both of these circles selected, and I'm switching to my Align palette. I'm going to hit Align Horizontal Center and Align Horizontal Vertical, like so, just to see how close I got. It's pretty close. I can make this a little bit smaller, like so. Blink. Now, I also want to increase the inner radius of the second circle because I kept decreasing it. I want everything to match. So those are much closer now. Not quite exact, but close enough. So now I have 2 concentric circles. Excellent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to join all of these together. So I have selected both the inner and the outer circle. Technically, they are donuts. And I'm going to switch back to my Paths palette, and I'm going to select Union Paths. So now, both of my circles, or my donuts, they're one shape. So all I need to do now is eliminate this left hemisphere, and then from the remaining shape, eliminate the bottom hemisphere, and I'll be left with that little pie piece shape of my RSS icon. And to do that, I'm going to use the punch path tool, like I said. I'm going to go to my vector shapes tools and now select a rectangle tool and draw a rectangle so that this rectangle covers half of my circles, like so. And as I was drawing, you may have noticed my shape snapped to the center of the 2 circles. That's how I drew that so easily. So to use the punch path tool, we want to make sure that both of these objects are selected. And then in the Paths palette, I'm going to select Punch Paths, like so. So now I have half of my concentric circles, or a sideways rainbow, monochromatic bow. And I'm going to do the same thing again with the rectangle tool, but this time I'm going to eliminate the bottom half. So I'm going to draw a rectangle so that it's covering the part of the circles I want to eliminate. Select both shapes and select the punch path tool again from the paths palette over on the right. And voila! We have the majority of our RSS icon already drawn. The only thing we need left is that last little circle in the center. So from my toolbar, I'm going to select the ellipse tool and draw a circle. So I'm going to click and drag with my shift key selected so I get a perfect circle, and switch to my pointer tool and move this circle so that it looks like it's aligned with the rest of my icon. I can use my arrow keys to move that around a little bit if I need to, like so. So the last thing to do, just select everything in your icon and union paths one last time, and that'll create one independent shape, like so. And that's it. That's your RSS icon.